another Ask Jesse. Guys, I've been getting so many questions while I was in the US, so I'm trying to address it all. First things first, I'm gonna keep it short. Are you still with Darcy? Are you still not? Like a lot of relationship questions about my personal life. What you've seen on Instagram by taking pictures of or anything like that, there's a reason behind it. Like that doesn't mean that we've broken up or anything like that. It's when Darcy asks me to take a video off, or she changes her mind to have the pictures on there, then I obviously take it off. She does the same thing. So that's the reason why you haven't seen a lot of pictures lately. As far as the phase of the relationship we are in now is something that we keep private, and we might tell you one day, but right now this is what we are giving you. And I just want to tell you that there's a lot of gossip as always, and it's everybody's right to say whatever they want. And please, if you feel that way, or if you feel that we break up all the time, then that it's up to you. But we have a situation where there's a lot of emotions involved. There's a lot of opinions that are taken in consideration. When Darcy posted the baby video, people were like, "Oh, you're religious. Why is there an offering for a baby? What is that beautiful moment to share?" Where we were there in Greece to walk the stairs of the monastery, and it's a wall legend that goes about fertility, and it's beautiful if you read into it. Look it up. I'll put a link in the description. Mozambique and monastery, Mozambique monastery. Look it up. It's a beautiful place, and it's something that you would love as well. So that's for the baby video. It was a little bit controversial. Then another question I got. Jesse, how was the US? The US was great. I loved it once again. I've been there in 2015. I was amazed by California. I was like, when I was in Santa Barbara, I was like, wow, this place is so beautiful. It is like a little piece of heaven on earth, and I'm not able to live there yet, but who knows one day. If I would want to live to the US, it would be a place like that. So far, I don't know yet, but that's exciting too. You don't know where life is heading, and it's interesting to see this journey and where life will take us. Next question, Jesse, why is the video gone of your response to the Jenny video? Okay, well, first of all, I thought it would not be resourceful for me to keep a video up that relates or refers to a situation that I in reality want to distance myself from, because she chose to do that. She chose not to tell me. That is her. She can do that, but then to talk behind my back like that, and that's where I'm like, I think it's very strange when and I'm very, very transparent about it. I think that when you have a problem with someone, you tell them, like in person, especially when I think you are sharing such a beautiful yet delicate thing called love with the rest of the world. It can be easily construed and thought about in a manner that is not resourceful or is not a place to grow in. So for me to say, hey, like this is my side of the story, was fine. And was it resourceful towards the relationship? No, because in a manner I was doing the same thing as she did. You know, I felt like I had to respond from my side of the story to what she did there. And I think I did that, yet I also think that it shouldn't have been necessary, as I wanted to not really, you know, get caught up in what she has done. I just want to, when you distance yourself from something, you shouldn't get involved in it. So once again, I distanced myself from that behavior. It is not true. So yeah, as far as that situation with Jenny, I don't think it's resourceful to neither of us. She said to me, she apologized and everything. She did it out of herself. There was not my, I just, you know, let my side of the story, you know, in that YouTube video where things are misconstrued. You know, I have my own place. I bought this place. I'm very proud of it. I worked since I was 13 for it. And when you portray an image about the apartment is clean, therefore OCD, and you portray as living in a big house when you're actually living in your dad's house, then talking about that I have a problem with alcohol, which is also not true. I have a problem with when you misuse it. So a lot of things are misconstrued and then are being portrayed in a way that I'm controlling. No, I am a man who is caring, who is loving, and you don't have to believe that. I have people around me who know me, and I you know, out of protectiveness, I will make a statement, and not so much for myself, but also for someone you love and care for deeply. So I also said and made very clear that if you don't feel good in a situation, whether that is love or in a friendship, like it is only good for you to say, all right, this is no longer resourceful for me. Just I can do the same, she can do the same. I will step away from that situation. And a lot of clients will message me and talk to me like, you know, in my practice as well. I just like, what do I do? Well, you are in control of your own life and how you feel. And yes, you have, like, you know, you've seen that when you do respond to emotions, that is not always the right way, especially, and I think some of you recognize this, injustice. You know, when you hear a lie or you hear something that is not true, you're like, whoa, wait a second, this is not what it is. And that injustice can create some kind of, you know, self-defense mechanism where you're like, no, this is the truth. And that is totally natural, and that is something that you can try to channel, where you can feel like, all right, you know, that is this person's, you can be very conscious of it, like this person's decision to do so, and you know, we're not perfect, and that is the beauty of it. You know, we're all human beings, and in doing so we try to do the best for us all, and sometimes we don't. And when you're in a friendship, and when you're in a partnership, and you feel like it's not resourceful to neither of us, then and as hard as this is, then you know, can try to stay friends, or just, you know, go your own way. And there is nothing wrong with that, but it takes honesty and, you know, truthfulness towards each other, and respect that from one another. Then another question. Jesse, I received a coffee and it was absolutely delicious. Where is the coffee from? Great question. Thank you so much, Jane. The coffee has its roots in several countries. I will put a link here where you can look up the exact countries and steps we take, because it will be a 10-minute video if I explain all those things, where you can look it up. Or not look it up, but it's in the description list, and I'm really happy to receive all those messages. It really means a lot to me, where you guys, you know, explain about how delicious it is and how much results you've been getting. So that is great. I'm actually drinking it right now. It's a total coincidence. You might say, oh, Jesse, sell out. No, this is actually a coincidence because I'm just heading out. So anyway, this is you know, where I'm standing right now. Thank you so much for all the love. I miss the US, guys. I miss it. I don't know what the next journey is gonna be, but thank you so much for all the love and messages, and I respect all of them. You know, whether it's hate, whether it's love, I thank you honestly, and I think it's very fortunate to share such a beautiful journey with you all. Some say it's acting. I understand. TV is TV, and we all shouldn't take it too serious. But you know, like, I think yet love itself, even though it's acting, even though it's show, whatever you want to call it, it's still a beautiful thing, you know. And you know, you can share such a story, and it's like I posted a video on my Instagram the other day, and somebody said like, oh, are you filming for 90 Day again? No, I'm not. Not everything I do is for 90 Day. I do a lot of things. As for work, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm trying, you know, to pay for this place, and it's very expensive to live here. But I was, you know, by working hard, I'm able to pay. And you've saw me do commercial, that was not for 90 Day. You've seen me do other things, personal trading, psychological counseling. I have my own practice, as you know. I'm graduating, by the way, this year. I'm working really hard now on my thesis, so stay tuned for that as well. If I might be a little bit off, then you know why that is. I apologize for that, but it takes sacrifices to, you know, finish something, as you know. So I'm trying to, you know, make things happen, and I have to be a little bit in my own world and focus on my thesis and work really hard for at least 3 months. So I might not be as active as on social media as I might have been, but then you know why. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here once again. Much love, and I see you next time in a new video where I'm going to address another question that has been asked 3 times already. Not about my personal life, but about something else, a situation that they're dealing with. So see you next time.